Hi, I haven't seen y'all in months, but I just wanted to come on and say that I believe I have been doing a lot of going on YouTube, and I'm a type of person, I like to be ahead of the game. So what I would do is I would go on YouTube and just look at what everyone is saying when it comes to inflation, government situations, how I can make sure that I'm not falling behind or lacking anything. And so I would see how a lot of people will always talk about how, well, on YouTube, and everybody would put like these TikTok compilations together, and they would say how it's difficult to find a job, how they're having issues with grocery, how they're having issues with all these different necessities that you need in life. And I would say, honestly, I have never had to have that issue. Ever since inflation, and I don't know if it's because of my prior research of why I feel like I'm excluded from the inflation, but what I would say is when you're a child of God, inflation doesn't apply to you. Like, I had saw this one video about this one, I don't know if he's a prophet, I don't know what he considered himself, but he just comes on YouTube and he just talks about children of God. And he was saying, when you are a child of God, inflation doesn't hit you. When you're a child of God, you're offered opportunities that you can just walk in a room and someone can understand, someone who's maybe also a Christian can offer you a position and you don't even have to apply for it. And I would definitely back him up and say that I had quit my job in January because of scheduling issues and etc. And during that time, I was renting my house out, and my tenant moved out in July. She moved out in July, so basically that income that I was receiving, and if you know by my channel, I'm also the National Guard, so I was able to get income from the National Guard and income from my rental property. And while that time I was living with my mother, so I would just use some of the money to pay her off, and then make sure that everything that I needed to be paid for, my own essentials, was paid for. So during that time, from from January to July, I didn't face any recession situations. So when my tenant moved out in July, I feel like I went in a panic mode because, of course, I'm just like, okay, how my mortgage was going to get paid? How was the extra money that I was going to receive? How that was going to get done? But I did still have a savings in my account. I still had a savings, so it was not really a factor to me. Then I thought about putting my house on Airbnb, just to get that income coming back in. So the savings that I use, I felt like I heard God telling me to, everything that you need for your house, go ahead and supply that. So I already had the washer and dryer in there for my tenant when my tenant came, and the refrigerator, I already had all those three in there. But I also still needed a microwave. I needed curtains for my window. I needed a broom. I needed cleaning essentials. I needed everything just about for my for my house. And when I said I cleared out my savings, y'all, I cleared out my savings. Like, I'm not even gonna tell you how much it costs. It's just, And so that was my cushion. And I'm just like, oh my God. And then, like I said, I don't really feel like getting into too much details, but I feel like I can be transparent, but I just feel like it's just unnecessary. But what I would say is, I was going to school an hour and a half away, which is where my mother lived. I was going to school there, so I was not at my house. So I was just like, okay, well, I need to get into this process of Airbnb, and I need to hurry up and get in this process of Airbnb. But anyway, outside of that, what I would say is, when you're a child of God, you are recession proof. You are recession proof. Like, when everyone says that they are unable to find and locate a job, they spent months and months and months looking for jobs, years, submitted like maybe 100 to 200 applications a month. I never had to experience that, and I have at least 80 jobs, y'all. I have like at least 80 jobs that comes to my phone every day. Every day. Like, I can show y'all, if y'all need me to show y'all, I can show y'all. I have 80 jobs that comes to my phone every day, and that is substitute teaching. I've decided to go ahead and just do substitute, and maybe people are like, well, I don't want to substitute. That makes sense. I understand that substitute is not for everybody, because the kids are definitely different. Yes, the kids are definitely different nowadays. So substitute, it might not be for you. But what I would say is, even if it's not substitute teaching, like, God will put you in a position where you have so many jobs that's lined up that you are willing to, that you'll be able to take. Secondly, outside of substitute teaching, I have my friend, she do other little things that she can make money daily. And I'm not talking like DoorDash, but it's similar to like DoorDash. I think it's called Shift Smart. They always have jobs available too. You know, if I was ever lacking for substitute positions, I can choose Shift Smart. If I was not able to do Shift Smart, if I really wanted to do something else, such as like DoorDash, I have DoorDash. I have like 5 different money-making apps on my phone. And like how I said, one is substitute teaching, one is Shift Smart, one is DoorDash. If I want to do Airbnb, I can do Airbnb. And then another one is called Instant Work, where you can just pick up a shift and go work somewhere. Like, to me, I mean, some people might look at it like, no, I want me a real job that gives me benefits. You know, I'll feel less of a person if I'm not working for the government. I'll feel less of a person if I'm not working for a private company or a business, etc., etc. However, sometimes you just have to understand where God is taking you and be content. You just have to be content. But like I said, I have 80 different jobs that come to my phone, and that's just substitute teaching. That's minimum $125 a day, $150 a day. Depending on if you a certified teacher, you could get $225 a day. If you a certified teacher, you get $225 a day. Who's making that? And I also just had someone reach out to me, because my background is IT. I had somebody just reach out to me and ask me if I wanted to work for this healthcare administration and start, etc. I didn't really have to sit there and go to no interview for that. I mean, I had to, do a face-to-face, like, Teams meeting, so she know that I'm not a scam, and I know she's not a scam. However, and that goes back to what he was saying. You could just walk into rooms and people just offer you a job. I was asleep. I was asleep when she called me. When she called me, I was asleep. And the only reason why I called her back, because I always receive these text messages and calls about these jobs for Indeed and stuff like that, which end up being scams. So I was not gonna call her back. The only reason why I did call her back is because she had my birthday on her phone number, which was, I'm not gonna tell you all that. no, who's I was watching. But anyway, so should I don't know if I should zoom this in or not. But anyway, she had my birthday on the back of at the end of her phone number, and I was just like, for me, I don't know about everybody else, but I feel like God is specifically speaking to me when he emphasized my birthday. If I see it on the back of license plates, if I see it on somebody's phone number, if I see it on a business, if I see it on someone's house, if it's my birthday, I feel like God is specifically speaking to me and that he's trying to get my attention. So I called her back, and lo and behold, she was an actual real recruiter. And all I had to do is do one. Is that a cat or a dog? A big old cat. But anyway, all I had to do is one little interview with her, and then she said I'll be interviewing with her manager. over the phone, I guess just to solidify the position. And I can start November 17th. Alright, sorry y'all. So that was her calling back, and she was saying that I will be meeting with her manager at 4, which would be in maybe 33 minutes. I'm trying to tell you, God works fast. And she said something, and so she said that if everything goes well with her manager, I can get an offer today. I can get an offer today. Now, my only dilemma right now is deciding what times I want, because there's 2 different options: Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and then you got Friday through Sunday, which is, I don't remember that time. But there's something else that I'm doing in my life that requires me to be there Tuesdays and Thursdays, and that's if I want to continue doing that. But I feel like Lord, that's why I need God's help. I can't do this by myself. I cannot do this by myself. I can't make this decision by myself. But I feel like if I do the weekend shift, I don't want to overload myself or overexhaust myself when it comes to the things that I'm required to do during the week, and then gotta come back to my house. Because I mean, by the time I upload this video, I'll probably be done making the decision. So it's like, I just don't want to overdo myself. Like, I'm telling y'all, I still have jobs coming to my phone from substitute teaching. Inflation doesn't apply to Christians, y'all. I'm trying to tell you, if you have a relationship with God, that's number one. You got a relationship with God, you talk to God. Like how I was just telling y'all, I can't do this, I can't make the decision by myself. When you have a relationship with God, inflation does not apply to you. Recession does not apply to you. Lack of grocery do not apply to you. Lack of money do not apply to you. Lack of support does not apply to you. Lack of nothing applies to you. When I was at my mama's house, which is an hour and a half away, well, an hour and 10 minutes maybe. It's probably not an hour and a half, probably just an hour, depending on how you drive, I was at my mama's house, and I wouldn't say I was depressed, but I just felt so stuck. But then I had drill this weekend, which is in the area where I live, and I came to my house, and I felt blessed all over again, because I had to realize a lot of people don't have shelter. I came to my house, and my house was nice and clean. I came to my house, and my house was nice and clean. I have furniture in here. I have the means to make food. I'm just like, God, I am so blessed. I go in my backyard. My yard is voluptuous for my dog and myself. If I want to ever have any type of gathering, because I do have a lot of people that I know. I have a lot of friends. I have a lot of family that will pull up if I tell them that I have something going on. Like, I am extremely, extremely, extremely blessed. And a couple other YouTube videos that I would see, they would say, like, well, who are also, I believe, that are followers of Christ, and God be speaking to them, and they were saying, like, sometimes you just have to move. Sometimes you have to get away from your hometown. Sometimes that's just how that cookie crumble sometimes. So, and the job that I'm accepting, it's an hour away from here, or I can go back to my hometown, whereas where my mama lived, and the other position that is available is probably like maybe 25 minutes from my mama's house, 30 minutes from my mama's house. And I'm just like, I just need new scenery. Like, even though it's an hour away, I mean, I don't mind driving, but commuting is something something that you should always consider, when it comes to, because I always would get a job, will find a job that is somewhat near my house, but just in case, like, if I was to have any car troubles, etc., etc. But I just feel like I need to do what God's telling me to do. And sometimes you do have to get away from your environment to prosper. Even though you could prosper in your environment too, like, God is not going to withhold any good thing from someone who serves him. Period. Okay? But I want to see something new. I want to experience new restaurants. I want to experience new cities, I just want to experience something new. Which is why I have accepted the position. I said accepted. Like, I already got it. But you claim it. You claim whatever God presents to you, you go ahead and you just claim it. There's no such thing as, well, I'm going to think about it. When God gives you 20, 30 minutes to think about it, that's when you're supposed to think about it. And matter of fact, normally when the position is automatically given to you and you already think of how I forgot what I was saying. Because it got cut off. Damn. But whatever I was saying, I can't remember. But God just will provide. That's all I can say. God will provide. Whatever it is that you need, God will provide. If you are a child of God, like I said, God will not withhold no good thing from someone who serves him. And like I said, you got faith. Like, that's what I was saying. If you only got 20 minutes to make a decision, and whatever comes to your mind, or the first two things that come to your mind that will work for you, that's what works for you. Like, I had, back in the day when you used to take tests, and the teacher was like, if you guess long, you guess wrong. Or they used to be like, don't, I thought I left that door open. Don't just be switching up your answers. If you already came up with an answer on the test, stick to that answer. Don't go back and erase it, because majority of the time that'd be wrong. I had to learn that in life. Like, when I come up with a decision for myself, stick to that. I stick to anything. What my first decision tell me to do, I stick to that. I can't think long and hard about it and be indecisive. And sometimes I do outweigh the options. Like, what if I do this, if I do that? Sometimes I do that, just like how I'm doing now. Because I feel like the requirements of what I need to be doing Monday through Friday, I don't even really want to do that. I don't even really want to do that. Which means that I would not be working on the weekends if I don't pursue that. Or I could just do the best I can. I don't know, y'all. Excuse me. I don't know. But I have this meeting with this lady at 4 o'clock. So I'm about to go ahead and just get ready for that. I want y'all to, I don't need y'all to wish me luck. Because I'm blessed, honey. I am blessed. Very blessed. And God will do whatever is for me will be for me. That's just that. That's how I look at it. But anyway, that's all I want. Let me just sum this up. I'm going to just sum this up. When you are a child of God, recession doesn't apply to you. Lack does not apply to you. Inflation does not apply to you. Politics does not apply to you. So I just want to come back and give y'all an update. So I got the job, and I can either start. I actually have many options of when I can start. I can either start November 3rd, or November 17th, or November 10th. I should have stuck to November 14th. Well, I still have my options. I still can decide what I want to do, because me and my cousins, we supposed to be going to Charlotte. supposed to be going to Charlotte or whatever. And then I wouldn't be getting there. If I get off at 5 o'clock and then hit the road, I probably wouldn't get to Charlotte probably about to 8 o'clock if I get off at 5. But then also, I did promise my cousin that I was going to come to her graduation. So I'm going to just probably stick to the 14th. I probably stick to the 14th because I already have other obligations. So we're going to stick to the 14th. That's just that. Instead of me switch it up, I'm going to just stick to the 14th. Stick to the 14th. My dog, she just sitting there. Oh my God. Let me see her. She was just sitting there. Ah! She doesn't like the camera, y'all. But anyways, just want to come on and let y'all know what's going on. Like I said, one of those, the weekday situation I had going on, I don't really want to do that. I know it would, make it better for my life going forward, low key, in a way, but not really, because then I have to be committed to something else, and that's just a whole other video for another day that I'm not sure if I want to do that. So, like I said, when you a child of God, like what they do, when you a child of God, honey. All right, well, talk to y'all later.